So Heather, before we get into obviously the motherhood stuff, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your journey to conceiving Tristan, because I know it was unique in the sense that you guys were going through the IVF process and then you ended up conceiving naturally. So were you guys incredibly shocked, and where were you at in the IVF process?
Yeah, so I'm 35 now. So the first round of egg freezing I did, I was 31 years old, and that's when Tark and I first met. And then we did another round of egg freezing when I was, I'd say, 34 maybe. And then at that time, we decided to create embryos. So we went through that whole process, and some embryos made it, some didn't make it, and I had low fertility since I was in my 20s. Well, when I first got it checked, I mean, and I don't know how long I had low fertility for, but I was basically told that I didn't have many eggs left in my 20s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did not think I would be able to have children naturally. And, we had we had embryos frozen. We were planning on implanting in October of 2022. And I found out I was pregnant in, I think, was it May or June of 2022. And that was a huge shock. I had missed my period by 2 days, and it wasn't even like a big deal. I wasn't like, oh no, I missed my period. It happens with women, right? We miss some things here and there. And Tark was like, just take a pregnancy test. And I kind of blew it off. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And I ended up taking one. 30 minutes later, I was like, oh, my pregnancy test. Let me go check it. Not thinking I was pregnant. And I was like, wait, this isn't my plan. This isn't when I'm supposed to get pregnant. We're implanting embryos. We just went through the whole process, all the stress of everything, and pregnant.
That's wild. I remember for me, I was just about to go through with the fertility treatments and whatnot. And the day I got my appointment to see a fertility specialist is the day I found out that I was pregnant.
Wow.
Like, same kind of thing.
Your body, you knew, right? It was like, okay. I know. I think we got rid of all the stress of thinking about it, and the hormones and the treatments and the shots and the stress about having a baby. And we just, had a lot of fun, had a lot of sex, and we got pregnant.
I love it. So Tristan is now about 2.5 months old, correct?
Yes, yeah.
And so what has your transition into motherhood been like? Is there anything that you have not expected that you're a little bit shocked about?
So I have two step kids. So, I met them at 3 years old and 8 years old. So obviously I never went through the baby stage. But I did have some help with the mom, being a mom, because I have stepkids. So at least I had that under my belt for a few years, but I didn't think I would be this obsessed with my child.
Yeah.
I hear it from other moms. I hear it from parents, like, this is a love that you will never experience in your life and until you have a baby. And honestly, I can't believe I created this little human. So I think my shock is that I'm more obsessed with him than I ever thought I could be. And I don't even want to leave him. I don't want to leave the house. I'm a career woman. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business. I have, I'm on TV, and I thought, like, oh yeah, I'm going to go back out and want to work. I'm going to want to get back out there. I'm going to want to go travel with my husband and go on date nights. And it's been the complete opposite for me.
I was reading one of your Instagram posts, and you were saying how you're really enjoying the different kind of lifestyle with a baby, like staying in sweats and cuddling in bed. Do you have any kind of pressure on yourself that you're putting on yourself to get back to work right away and to be like, go, go, go?
I thought I would have more pressure on myself. And honestly, like, I love being a mom. Like, I love being home with my son. I love being a newborn mom. I love breastfeeding. It makes me the most happy I've ever been in my life. And I didn't think that would be that way. I thought I'd want to, have that pressure and go back to work and be excited. And I love working, and I do enjoy my career as well. Like, I'm so thrilled that I get to do what I love. And I get to film with my husband, which is exciting. It's not like I have to go back to a job that I hate. Like, I get to go and film with my husband and be around my family. But I didn't think I'd want to be home this much and be okay being in sweats and not having my hair and makeup done. And I still get it done. I mean, obviously today I have a little glam. Yesterday I had glam. So I'm definitely more glam than probably most new moms, but it's a balance right now for me.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. So in Canada, I'm in Toronto. Most moms take a 12 to 18-month maternity leave. So you're
No
off
way.
work. Yeah, that's what we have here. It's similar to, I guess, some European countries. So I was in a PhD program when I was pregnant and then had Milo. And for 12 months, I couldn't do any work, like nothing. And I was just kind of going stir crazy. But I'm assuming because of what you do, like I wasn't a podcaster at that time, I wasn't like an influencer, so I couldn't do work on my own. But I'm assuming you right now have a nice balance because you are still doing some media stuff and you can kind of pick and choose.
Yeah, and I can work from home, and I have a lot of meetings from home, so I can, Zoom, and I can do interviews from home. And um, I did get back to filming 3 weeks after I had Tristan, but that was only 1 or 2 days here and there. It wasn't like every single day I was working. So, and I balance it out still. If I have a busy, 2 days in a row, then I'll make sure I'm not busy the rest of the week, because breastfeeding is important to me. And when I'm away from him, my milk supply does drop a little bit. And then, like I told my husband, that's my connection with Tristan, because I'm so busy and I have a lot going on and I'm not a stay-at-home mom. That's my time to connect with my son, because he lays on me and he cuddles with me, and he's a slow eater. He loves my boobs. Like he's obsessed with them. So that's our time to bond with each other.
Yeah, I breastfed for like a short amount of time, but same thing. It was like 45 minutes on each side. I was like, are you kidding me? Middle of the night. I'm like, I just want to go back to bed. So I would like start reading articles on my phone. I'm like, just take your time. Like,
Yeah, that's what I don't rush it, because if I'm not in a rush, I don't rush it, because I can't, because when he's full, but he's slow, he burps in between, he's like, I have to like, sit him up a lot, I burp him, he spits up, and then he goes back on and he just chills, and I let him because I have the time right now. I won't always have that time.
when you're away from him, do you pump?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I pump. I try to stay like strict with pumping as best as possible, like every 2 to 3 hours. But I have this fear that my milk's gonna dry up, and I've talked to other moms about this, the mom guilt of not breastfeeding, and it's a real thing. And I've told other moms, like, feeding a baby is feeding a baby. Just get the baby fed. But then I put that pressure on myself with the breastfeeding, because it's been so important to me. And there's one night I thought my milk was drying up. I'd been away from him most of the day, up in Los Angeles for work, and I started crying. And my husband was like, "Babe, you've had a great 2 months of breastfeeding. It's great." And I'm like, 2 months? Like, no, that's not enough. And I wanted to go at least 4 to 6 months. Like, that was my goal. And so I was really upset that I thought, okay, I'm drying up. It's not coming. And I'm back. It's like I'll even pump 5 ounces, and I'll pump 3 ounces after I already feed him. So I'm producing milk, but it's like a mental thing as well. I think women, we get in our heads about it.
I love that Tarek said that.
Yeah.
That's so sweet, because
I was like, no, it's not long enough.
I was so stressed out. I know you had an experience with jaundice as well, and so did I. And that's what I was so stressed about, that he wasn't getting enough breast milk. And I was so scared to have to go back into the hospital and stay overnight with him under the lights to get rid of the jaundice. My husband was like, let's just give him some formula. Like, it's not the end of the world. And I was like, oh my God, I needed someone to give me permission to give him formula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like husbands, though, they're like, it's okay, just do this and do that. And I'm like, or he'll be like, just bottle feed him. Like, if I'm in a rush, I'm like, I don't want to bottle feed him. Stop it. You don't understand. So, but I tell my friends, don't pressure yourself, but then I put the pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And I know when I'm done breastfeeding, it's going to be really hard for me to transition out of that. I know I'm going to cry and probably feel like I'm missing out on something, but then you connect with them in other ways, right? And they're your babies. But yeah, I truly love it. I didn't think I'd love breastfeeding as much, but we had jaundice, he had tongue tie, lip tie, and cheek tie. And it seems like it was 8 months ago that this all happened. It was a challenge. I mean, I had to feed him in the craziest positions. I would I had my mom, my mother-in-law, everyone in like helping me squeeze my boobs and hold it in a certain way, and just so his mouth could go around it. And it seems like forever ago, but it was stressful. It was like a lot of tearful nights. I'd be trying to feed him in the middle of the night, didn't know what was going on, 3 a.m, crying, like Tarek's next to me and I'm like, just go back to sleep. Like there's nothing you can do. And, we got the laser on the tongue tie and lip tie. And it took I'd say about a week for him to really get back into feeding. And now we're great. But and then he wouldn't take my right side. He would mainly like only take my left side. But then, then another week later, then he started taking my right side. So it's like every week just got better and easier and easier. And now like we breastfeed so well together, except he's slow. But I don't think that's ever going to change.
Maybe he'll be a slow eater till, for the rest of time.
Well, Tarek loves food and his brother Brayden loves food. So I think he's just obsessed with food.
Yeah. How did you guys discover because I feel like tongue ties are a common thing. And if a baby is having trouble latching, people automatically think about that. But for a cheek tie and a lip tie, who was it that discovered that?
Lactation specialist. I call her my baby fairy. Her name's Danielle, and she has a business here in it's like Newport Beach, Costa Mesa area. It's called Tongue Tie Tribe. So I knew I wanted to get a lactation specialist because I wanted to breastfeed. It was important to me. So we had it set up at my house for someone to come over and help me with breastfeeding as soon as I got home from the hospital. And a lady came over, and it wasn't my baby fairy, but it didn't end up working out. Let's just say she wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't the best lactation specialist experience for me. And she left, and I was like, wait, I didn't learn anything more than I had just done in the hospital. And I was feeling like really frustrated. So we found this lady named Danielle. She came over. She's just most incredible. She's changed my life. And she's the one that discovered everything, because in the hospital, they didn't say anything about it. And this first lactation specialist, she even checked for tongue tie, didn't find it, or didn't say. So she just maybe was unexperienced, but I would have never known he had any issues. And he wasn't latching. It was really frustrating. And I feel like I probably would have ended up giving up because I wouldn't have known what was going on. And he had to eat. He was losing a lot of weight. And so even for a little while, we had to add bottle in because with my breast milk, because he was dropping so much weight. And, that was hard too. I'm like, oh, bottle, but whatever. I bottle feed twice at night now. Just because he is a slow eater. I wouldn't be sleeping if I didn't bottle feed, but yeah, a good lactation specialist.
I love that. It's good that he will take both, because I've heard like some of my friends, their kids breastfeed and they won't take a bottle. So it's hard for anybody else to feed them, even if she's pumping breast milk. She can't like leave the house for longer than 3 hours at a time. It's like, so the fact that he'll take both breast and a bottle, that's great. Like
no problem back and forth. Like I think he just loves food. Thank goodness. Maybe at some point, maybe he will prefer bottle because it's easier, but I truly think he just enjoys that time with me too. We're really bonded, and I think he truly enjoys it as much as I do.
I'm sure. So I know you have a vegan diet. Have you thought about whether, like when he starts to eat solids, have you thought about whether or not he will eat vegan?
Tarek says absolutely no way.
I thought that was going to be your answer.
Yeah, absolutely no way. And maybe, as he gets older, if that's his choice, then then that's his choice. But no, I'm not going to push anything on him. And I want to give him a well-rounded diet and just want what's best for his health. And vegan is good for me. Like I am so healthy on it, but I know it doesn't work for everyone. And, throughout my pregnancy, I was, vegan the whole time. I didn't crave meat. Everyone's like, you're going to crave meat. I never craved meat. I actually didn't crave anything.
Oh, interesting.
Super shocking. And then now, even after pregnancy, I have no cravings. It's hard to eat. I don't even have an appetite. I have to force myself because of breastfeeding, needing the calories. I have a hard time eating. I don't know if that's hormonal or what's going on, but I think it's something after pregnancy.
That's interesting. I remember being starving and having snacks piled up beside my bed, because if I woke up to breastfeed, I was like eating at the same time.
No, I don't know what it is. I mean, I drink a ton of fluids throughout the day to keep hydrated, but food, I could go without it. Like I don't even crave anything, no sugar, nothing. It's very strange. Yeah. I'm hoping it comes back because I need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you must have dropped weight fast." I'm like, "No, I don't, because I'm still eating. It's just, I'm not dieting because of the breastfeeding."
hmm I saw a recent interview with you where someone asked about having more children, and you said that you were tapped out. And I loved that answer because it was so honest. And I relate to that so much. My son's 4.5 now, but I remember when he was a baby and people used to ask me, like, so you guys gonna have another? Like, when's he gonna get a sibling? I felt bad saying that I didn't want more kids. Like, I almost felt guilty, or I felt like other people were going to think that I didn't like being a mom, so I don't want more kids. You know what I mean? And so I loved that you were honest about that, because I used to just tell people, like, oh, I don't know, we're not sure, like, because I was so uncomfortable saying no. So do you have those feelings at all? Like, was that hard for you to admit, or are you just like, no, we might just have one and that's fine?
We did go back and forth. Like, Tark did say, though, if we were gonna have another one, it would have to be, right away, because he's turning 42. Not that that's old, but I'll be 36. But we're both, so busy with our careers as well. And that was something going into having kids. Like, I actually didn't want my own baby. I didn't want my own child. And when we met, we had decided we weren't going to have a baby. And then I fell in love with being a stepmom. And then I think as your relationship grows and you fall deeper in love with your spouse, then you want to create something. And I loved my stepkids so much. I'm like, wow, imagine how it would be having my own. That's something I created. And so going from like 0 kids to 1 kid, and then it's like, okay, well, maybe we'll have another one. But I wanted to focus on my career. I didn't want to give up everything that I've worked on. And I didn't want to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom. That's not something that I wanted to do. And I know myself, like, I will get too overwhelmed and too stressed out if I spread myself too thin. I'm already spread too thin. It's already hard to balance everything. It's hard to balance a marriage, my 2 other kids, and a baby, and a career. And I know that if I have another baby, it will just spread me too thin. And I don't think I can give my love to every single person in my life. And my relationship is very important to me. I love my husband so much. We're soulmates. And even that's been hard to balance having a baby. And I can feel the effect of that. And I wouldn't want it to go even deeper and deeper down that hole. So I know it would if I had another baby soon, maybe eventually, but I don't think so. I think it's Tristan, my stepkids, and my husband, and that's all I can give.
Yeah, it's very good to be self-aware, to understand what your capacity is for something like that, because I think people don't even think that deeply about it. They're just like, oh yeah, I have to have multiple kids.
And it's funny because other people will say, you have to, like, you need to have another one. Like, he needs another sibling. I'm like, why? He has 2 other siblings. He's going to be traveling with us. Like, I'm a busy mom. Like, I want to focus on Tristan. I want to focus on Taylor and Braden. I want to focus on my husband. I don't want my marriage to go to shit. Like, that's very important to me. And, my love with Tarek is very important to me, or else Tristan wouldn't be here, or else other things wouldn't be here. Like, that to me is the foundation for everything.
So a lot of my listeners co-parent either with their exes or with their partner's exes. And as you said, you are a stepmom. What is your advice for listeners who are struggling with co-parenting? Because you guys seem to do it very well.
Yeah. I mean, it took years, to really be at such a great place, because it's not easy bringing in different people into lives and getting to know each other and getting to know how each other works. But overall, the most important thing is the kids and their happiness, and them knowing that no outside BS is going on between the adults. They should never know what's going on with the adults ever. But yeah, I think it's been so many years, and everyone's happy, everyone's moved on. There's no animosity, there's just happiness, and just always remembering that the kids are the focus and their happiness means more than anything else going on.
And how are Tristan's stepbrothers? Were they just ecstatic to have a young baby in the family? Because they're a little bit older, right?
Yeah. So Taylor, she's 12 years old, and Braden's 7 years old. And Braden was so excited. Like when he found, I mean, they both were so excited, but Braden, especially like during the pregnancy, he was tracking the pregnancy with me, like on my app that I had. And, he'd come in and he'd, what size is the baby today? And, is the baby, can he hear me? And, he'd put his ear up to my stomach, and, it was really cute. And, Taylor, she's almost a teenager, so she's kind of living in her own world, but she's super excited. She's more excited now that Tristan's getting a little older, and she'll carry him around, and she's like, he's so cute. And but it's so funny, like as soon as he cries, or like, it's like, okay, here you go. Here you go. So everyone's like, oh, she must be such a big helper. I'm like, yeah, not really. It's okay though. It'll come.
And would you say that you and Tarek have a village? Because I'm sure lots of people look at how busy you guys are with your careers and then can't imagine having like a newborn baby in the mix of all that. So do you guys have a village set up? Do you have help?
Yeah, well, we have a lot. Even before Tristan, we had a lot of help. We have 2 assistants, we have 2 drivers, we have 2 Sprinter vans. We have a lot of help in our lives before Tristan, and then after Tristan, yes, we do have help. And we also have our moms who have been a big help. Like I never thought I'd appreciate my mom and my mother-in-law as much as I did after having the baby, and just even having them around for comfort for me. And they'd make me eat, and they'd help me around the house, and they would open up packages when I needed help, like just being there for me. And my mom, I remember like vividly one night, it was like 3 a.m, and Tarek's next to me, and I'm trying to feed Tristan in bed. And it was during like the very beginning, and he wasn't latching, he was crying, and I was crying, and I was exhausted, and I was so like upset. And I texted my mom. She would keep her phone on to make sure she was close by for me. And I'm like, I need you. She literally like got in the car, drove to me, and we sat downstairs in front of like my fireplace for hours until the sun came up, just like holding Tristan, trying to feed him. And she would just like rock him for me, like while I closed my eyes and slept. But it takes a village. And even with a village, it's not enough.
Yeah.
And I'm very hands-on with Tristan, regardless of any help I have. Like I am 100% hands-on with him, but you need help when you need to go pee. You need help when you need to go to the bathroom. I mean,
I remember when Milo was about 18 months. So he was like walking around, and I had to shower. So I was home alone with him in quarantine because my husband's a physician. So he was working his regular job. And I built like a little fortress around the shower, like put toys in the fortress so that I could go shower and watch him through the glass doors. I was like, this is comical, but yeah, I have to do it.
It's real life.
Yeah. Do you find yourself thinking back to your own childhood? Like you said, like you becoming a mom has made you appreciate your mother-in-law and your mom so much more. Do you think
women in general, like I appreciate women so much more in our bodies and what we go through. And it's wild to me. And how connected we are with our babies, and they smell us. And I just appreciate women in general so much. But yeah, our moms, like, oh, I appreciate my mom so much more.
Do you ever think back to your childhood and think like, oh my God, like my mom did this? Were you an only child, or do you have siblings?
I have a sister. She's 2 years older.
Okay. So do you think back, like she had 2 young kids at the same time? Like I think about that all the time with my mom.
And my mom solely breastfed, no bottle ever. Had 2 natural births, no epidurals, nothing, like wanted to feel everything, was just like super mom. And she still is though. My mom like I'm 35, and she caters to me. Like I'll go to her house and I just lay around. I don't do anything. Like she does everything. She like waits on me. Like she wants to do everything for me. And she still like comes to my house, and it's like whatever I need, she does for me. And that's like I'm still her baby.
Is Tristan her first grandchild?
No, Tristan is her 4th.
Oh, wow. So she has experience.
Yeah, she has experience. My sister lives in Minnesota, and we're all here in California. So this is her first time being able to be there for all the steps. Like she was at the hospital the day I gave birth. She stayed, here at the house with me. She comes as much as possible. And with my sister, she's there only every like 4 or 5, 6 months or whatever it is. But it's cool. My sister has a 7-month-old, a boy. So they're very close in age. And then she has 2 older girls. But yeah, so 4th grandchild. And then same with my husband's side. they have, oh my gosh, so 4 as well. So his mom has,
Wow.
yeah,
That's nice. A big family.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Our family's always here. We're a very loud house.
so I am a huge HGTV fan. I feel like that's my go-to channel. It's just always on. There's something about like renovations and flipping houses that is just relaxing to me.
You can at least like learn things. Like every show that's on, you like pick up like little tips.
Totally. I love it. So, what would you say the biggest difference is between filming something like Selling Sunset and then something like your HGTV show, is it the Flipping El Moussas?
Flipping El Moussas, yeah. Well, Selling Sunset, I've been filming Selling Sunset since, well, the pilot. It's been like what, 5 years? I was a baby, and it's a different show. It's very like luxury and girl drama, and many nights I would leave crying. It's just like, it's just drama, like fighting girls, and with my husband and filming Flipping on Mooseheads, it's just like pure joy and love. And I get to film with him. I get to film with my love, and also we're executive producers on the show, so we have a lot of say. And we get to see clips. We get to say what we like, what we don't like. I get to say, like, I was pregnant also filming both shows at the same time, so I'd be like, can we film from 12 to 3 today? With Selling Sunset, it was just like, I didn't really have much say, and it was up in Los Angeles. I'd be in the car for 2.5 hours to get up there. I'd work and film for between any time from 4 to 6 hours, and then I'd drive home 2.5 hours. So sometimes my days were 12 hours, 13 hours long. And I was pregnant. I filmed pregnant before, like a week before I had the baby. Yeah, for bullshit. But it's just, I love filming with Tarek. I get to, be with my husband.
Because like it's important that you said you were your executive producer on your HGTV show, because you have control over what gets shown. If you had the opportunity to do kind of like a family reality TV with Tarek and Tristan, like showing more your family life, and you were executive producer, so you had control, would that be ideal for you?
For sure. I mean, I'm a mom. Like my life now is different than I was when I was single or in my 20s, and my life is very different. So sometimes the drama that happens with the girls on the show, it's things that I can't relate to anymore because my life is just different. I'm down in Newport Beach. I have a husband. I have my kids. I'm very focused on other things. I'm flipping houses now. I'm also doing, still doing real estate. I'm building other businesses. So, if I could do a reality show based around our family, like absolutely, and have control, like heck yeah.
Yeah, like woo woo.
But Flipping El Moussas, it's kind of, a little bit reality mixed in with flipping homes. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but you get to see a little bit into our personal lives and our family and the pregnancy, and more than I think a normal HGTV show has usually. So we're kind of getting there.
Do you think there is any chance that in the future you and Christine would ever be friends again? Because in my mind, I'm like, they're both young moms. They had such a good friendship. And I feel like the show, like you said, it's dramatic. It brings drama into people's lives. If you guys were not a part of the show, would there be a chance of a friendship being rekindled?
She wasn't very nice to me. Even in the beginning of the show, season 1, and before we even started filming, she wasn't very nice to me. And I'm a very nice girl. I'm a girl's girl. I never knew why she didn't like me and what the issue was. And then we ended up becoming friends, and I even lived in her place for a little bit. She was actually already dating her now husband at the time. So it's not like we lived together, but I rented a room from her, and we got closer at that time. But I don't think it'll ever, I have better friends in my life that were true to me and have deeper friendships. And I don't think I could ever get close with her again, not after everything she said and done, and just even said about the show and put everyone down, and the way she still talks about the show and still talks about everyone, and just not my type of person. Yeah. And I don't know he's changed, since filming. I don't know, but I saw a difference from the beginning to the end, and it's just not someone that I want in my life. Yeah. And I went through, like, it was upsetting to me. It wasn't like I was just like, I don't want her in my life and got rid of her. I mean, there was ups and downs, and I was like, I can't have this toxicity in my life, and I'm trying to build peace in my life and put me and my family in a little bubble. And there's already so much hate out there. I mean, I get so much hate, like,
For
and
what?
oh, it's just nasty. I mean, people hate my voice, people hate my laugh. I'm too blonde, I'm too dumb, I'm this. It's nonstop. Me and Tark are too in love. We're too mushy with each other. It's just we're fake. Like, I'm sorry, we've been together 4 years. We're the same on, off camera. Like, I don't think we can fake things for that long, and there's so much hate already in my life that I choose to not read and even associate with, that having a friend that also says nasty, mean things, it's just not something I want in my life.
Yeah. And I feel like once you have a baby, you're more inclined to want to protect your peace, your mental health, for sure.
And right when I had Tristan is when the Flipping El Moussas came out. And yeah, I mean, believe it or not, a lot of hate, like a lot of nasty comments and mean things. And I don't read them because I don't have time for that negativity, and I don't want to bring that into Tristan's life, and I don't want him to feel that from me. And I've been on TV a lot of years now, and I've learned to just kind of say F them, and they don't mean anything to me, and let them talk. And honestly, it doesn't bother me. And my husband even said, like, I'm so proud of you that you're not letting this negativity get to you. And because people are nasty, they're mean. They say awful things about me that I can't even change. And I'm truly just a happy person, and it shines through on camera, and they hate on me for that. Like, how can you hate on me for that? And you hate on my love with my husband. Like, there must be something wrong with you. There's not anything wrong with me. So I don't let it get to me.
Honestly, as someone that talks a lot about motherhood and parenting, I get lots of pushback online, obviously. But I always think about this quote where I think it's from Gary Vee, and he was like, if you're coming on my page or like wherever, social media platform, and you're like spewing hate or saying something negative about what I'm doing as like a positive, upbeat person, like, I have already won this battle.
Yeah,
like
so
clearly,
true.
yeah, like clearly this is a you problem. And so, like, I was on your Instagram today. It's like, it's beautiful. It's so happy and positive. Like, why would anybody?
Because, like you said, they're just, they're miserable, and I don't know. And to hate on me too, I was pregnant the whole time I filmed. You're hating on a pregnant woman? Like, I'm already going through enough. Like,
Yeah.
pregnant, filming 2 shows, like, got my ass up every day, worked my butt off, and you're hating on me because my laugh, because my giggle, like, it's pretty sickening.
Yeah. They're grasping at straws to try and your laugh.
So I know. I'm like, whatever. Tarek actually said I laughed in my sleep last night, which I've never done. And I asked him, oh, is my laugh the same as what it is in real life? And he's like, yep, your laugh is the same in your dream.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I have some fun questions for you to answer before we wrap up. Okay, so let's pretend that you have 24 hours that you can spend in any way that you want. How are you going to spend that 24 hours?
Ooh. Okay, I would get my whole family together, moms, dads, all the kids, everybody, my sister-in-law, fly to Maldives, stay at the Waldorf Astoria where Tarek and I had our honeymoon, and just spend it there with them. Can we get there in 24 hours? Shit, I'd have to like take a time travel or something, because you can't even get there in 24 hours.
I'll give you the travel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Travel doesn't count.
Okay, I'm writing that down because my husband and I turned 40 in 2 years. Like, our birthdays are 2 weeks from each other, and I've been looking at really like glamorous, beautiful places that we could do like a 40th birthday trip.
Waldorf Astoria in the Maldives, the best place we've ever been, and we've been to a lot of gorgeous places. So you can bring the kids too. I don't know if you guys, or your son, if you want to go alone, or bring your son, but it's good for both. And
I love it.
Incredible place we've ever been in our whole life.
Next question. Your favorite meal or LA restaurant, or a restaurant in your area?
Okay. I like a restaurant called Craig's. It's up in Los Angeles. They have vegan food and non-vegan food. It's just a very high-end exclusive restaurant, and the ambiance is beautiful. We had my last birthday there, and good vibes and great vegan menu, great vegan ice cream. So overall, like that's my favorite place because they have it for me and my husband.
Is that place in West Hollywood?
Yes,
Okay. Is that they do pizza?
they have pizza. Oh yeah.
And like everyone talks about their pizza?
I'm trying to think if there's another like really good pizza place. But I mean, their pizza is incredible. Their food's just incredible in general, but it's just incredible all around.
So
Very yummy.
I go to LA probably like a few times a year to
Mm-hmm.
record and do work stuff. And my sister-in-law is vegan. And last time I went with her, we went to a place in West Hollywood called Gracias Madra.
Yeah,
Have you been?
I have, and we have one down here in Newport. But you got to go to Crossroads. Has
Been there. We went there too.
So that's also one of my favorite vegan spots. Crossroads.
Yeah, we went there and we were like, are we going to see celebrities? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
At some point you will. Yes.
Okay. I already know that you didn't have any pregnancy cravings. What is your fave reality TV show that you have not been involved in? Do you have any that you follow closely?
Yes, the Kardashians.
Oh, love it.
I love their new seasons. I'm just obsessed with the show.
Do you watch Vanderpump?
You know, I stopped watching that a long time ago, but I follow
Okay.
up on all the gossip on Instagram, like all the scandals going on, you know.
Yes. Oh,
It's
yes.
hard not to. It's everywhere right now, but the Kardashians, I mean, those women are just such inspirations to me. So,
Of course.
yeah.
Anyone that speaks badly of them, I get so irritated because I'm like, they are so impressive.
Yeah. And the new seasons, like it shows even more. I love how it's shot. Like I love the way I just love it. I love the way it's shot. I love the way it's produced. I love the behind the scenes into their business life, and it shows how business savvy they are. And I appreciate that being an entrepreneur and trying to grow my businesses and get things going. So, yeah, they're incredible.
I love that. Favorite baby product that you use right now?
I guess it's for me and the baby, but my breast friend.
What is that?
So the Boppy did not work for me. Sorry, Boppy, but I hated it. I truly did. My breast friend, it like snaps around you, and it has like a little chair thing in the back, so it's comfy, and the baby, you know, rests on it and he lays on it, and you can like tighten it, you can loosen it depending on, you know, your weight, and it has two little cushions built in for the head to go on. I still have to prop his head up, but it's been a lifesaver for breastfeeding for me.
I love that. Do you put him in PJs that have snaps or zippers?
Oh my God, zippers. Heck yeah, zippers and magnets. Like my friend, like I'm so mad at her for doing this, but I watched her newborn baby. The baby was like barely 4 weeks old, and I was so excited to watch her baby. She sent her over in snaps. And I'm like, what are you doing to me? Like, especially now having a baby, I'm like, why'd you do this to me? Like, the baby was just crying, naked. I'm trying to like get the snaps and sweating and like having like a panic attack. And I'm like, I cannot believe you sent her over in snaps.
Yeah, no, she was out to get you that day, clearly. Because I remember like middle of the night, like you said, they're crying. It's like chaotic. You're like in the dark trying to get those freaking snaps done up. I was like, how does this even exist?
No, I won't even put him in anything that has snaps. Like even all of his cute clothing. Nope, he lives in jammies, like zips, like zip magnets.
Yeah, same. That was my life. Jammies all the way. And what is your favorite time of day right now? Like, what do you look forward to every day?
I'd say the evening time. That's when Tarek's home, and I'll usually do the last feed of the night down on the couch, and we put on the fireplace and we watch a show together while I'm feeding Tristan. It's like our family time together. And this is with the nights that we don't have Taylor and Braden, because then it's more chaotic. But nights where it's just me, Tarek, and Tristan, yeah, definitely the evenings when Tarek's home, because throughout the day he's so busy and I don't get to see him very often. So I look forward to those night times when us three can just be together.
I love that. That's so nice and sweet. My favorite time is, now that Milo's older, is going into my room by myself in the dark and reading my Kindle. This is like my alone time to like recharge and turn off my brain. And I love it so much.
I'll get there, I think soon, but well, not maybe not soon, but I just love this baby stage, that I'm like, I can't get enough. Like I will even choose the baby over going to work out, and I love working out. So like that's, Tristan is very, very important to me because I love working out.
Yeah, soon you'll have, like my house right now, Legos everywhere, just like the little boy toys and like the clothes, like the Spider-Man. My son is obsessed with Spider-Man and Jurassic Park. It's like, it's so cute.
So cute. I can't wait.
All right. Well, this has been such a great conversation. Thank you so much for coming on. I know how busy you are. And also thank you on behalf of all moms just for being open and honest about your experience, because that helps everybody when people do that. So thank you.
Yeah, no mom shamers out there, huh?
No, not here.
It's already hard enough. We need to all stick together.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much.